Today, two teams both with a record of 1-2 will meet in Morgantown, West Virginia. It's the annual Kansas versus West Virginia game. Kansas had their way with us last time in Morgantown. Let's see what happens today.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all. And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? My strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be?
It's that time again, man. It's football time. Already excited. Everybody, I know you're fired up too. We need a victory. I mean, we've got to come out today, and we've got to take care of business right there in Morgantown in our own house. We didn't do it last week. We gave up a big lead late in the fourth. Let each hit pit come back on us. That can never happen. That's never good. I posted a link in StreamYard if anybody wants to come in here and just hang out with me. Let's talk some college football. Let's talk about this game between Kansas and West Virginia. Last time Kansas was in Morgantown, it didn't go so well. That was the coming out party for Kansas. Kansas was a dumpster fire program coming into that game, and they left being a program that is on the rise. And they've been on the rise now for a couple of years. This was supposed to be a great year for them, and they're 1-2. They're a pissed off team. You think we're pissed off? We're pissed off too. They're 1-2, and this was going to be their year. They should have been able to take care of business, especially against UNLV. So they're going to come in. They're ready to go. We're ready to go. I'm ready to go. I know you guys are ready to go. So let me know that you're here, everybody, and we have got a pretty good little show lined out for you. I've got some stats I'm going to show you, go over, talk about Kansas and West Virginia, and also, and it's just me today. Shane is on his way to Morgantown. So Shane's on his way to Morgantown. I called a couple of football players. They're also on their way to Morgantown. And then I called somebody else that I'm going to bring in here in about 10 minutes. And he's on his way to Morgantown, but agreed to join us for a minute or two a couple of times during the show. So you'll like this. It's going to be a new addition. This is a new addition to right here at West Virginia football with the Voice of College Football. So you guys are going to enjoy what I've got coming up for you then. All right, so anyway, wherever you're listening, whatever you're doing, appreciate you being here. Be sure, whatever platform you are on, hit the like button, hit the follow button, hit the join button, hit the subscribe button if you're on YouTube, wherever you might be. We do appreciate everyone that comes in with us each and every week. We do live shows nearly 7 days a week right here on this channel. It's usually me and Shane. However, like I said, Shane's traveling today. And sometimes on Wednesday nights, best show on this channel, without a doubt. Frank Fear, Coach Greg, Chris, and Mickey Plumley, along with some special guests, some very special guests they have over there and that come in. They have former football players, former football coaches, current football players, current football coaches. They do an amazing job there on Wednesday nights. So be sure and check that show out. Subscribe up to it and hit the like button for them guys. All right. So anyway, let's go here for just a second. Let's bring this chart up. Let me find it here. This one right here. Now, I have a hard time seeing this, so I can't really read the numbers, and y'all probably can't either unless you're on a huge screen TV. But this is what's got me. So West Virginia is coming in right now, and it's according to where you look. They're anywhere from a 1 to 2 point favorite, 2.5 point favorite, a couple of places, but most time it's 1 to 1.5. Everything I've seen has been 1 to 1.5 point favorite for West Virginia. So that means that they generally give a 3 point edge to the home team. So that means they figure Kansas is better team, going to win the wet game, but West Virginia, because it's home field advantage, will keep the game and win the game, within a point or two. Statistically, that's what it's pretty much saying. Now, according to the actual graph, though, Kansas is a 16.20 point favorite. Honestly, I don't even know what that means. I've never heard of this type of thing. It's a projected stat spread. I've never seen one. But Kansas is 16.20 favorite to win this game. And if we look, and like I say, I really can't see these. I know that the first set of numbers there in the middle are all passing. The second set are all rushing. And on the left is offense, on the right is defense, and you can see the greens and reds and the oranges. Green's actually good in this case, of course. So the higher the number, the darker the color. Okay? So you can see that, there's a lot that Kansas looks pretty good right now. So anyway, I got somebody coming in here with me. How you doing, buddy?
Hi, how you doing?
Anyway, I got somebody coming in here with me. Oh, so I'm getting feedback.
Hi, how you doing? Yeah, I'm a WVU fan.
You'll have to turn your YouTube down.
Yeah, I'm a WVU fan. Yeah, I'm a big WVU fan. Been watching them since Don Nealon was the coach. And my first cousin plays for West Virginia right now.
Oh, okay. Who is that?
His name is he's a Hicks, Javon Hicks. He's the rookie.
Oh, okay. Devon Hicks, great, fantastic. Glad to have you on the show, man. That's great. So let me ask you a question then, since you're since you've got family on the team. And I apologize. I have moved my office, and my internet goes on and off, and I don't want to lose this. So I'm going to stop my camera so I don't have to stream so much. Let me ask you this: Devon Hicks, one of the better players on the team, actually. What does he say about the team? Is the team stuck? Is the team holding together? Have you talked to him this week? Is the team holding together, or are they excited still?
Yeah, he said that Leslie, the defensive coordinator, is fired up this game. He got into the defense linebackers coach and said, "We're going to stop Jalen Daniels." He said, "We did it in 2022. He said, "We stopped him, held him, but the running backs eat us alive." He said, "This time it's not going to be about Jalen Daniels. It's going to be about our team, WVU. We're going to make sure our support and that the WVU crowd is rallying around us.
Well, let me ask a question then. The last time I heard a coach say, hopefully they'll be talking about our defense at the end of this game. You know when that was? That was Dabo Swinney in 2012
Yeah,
on television when he said, hey, hopefully they'll be talking about our defense at the end of the day. So I'm hoping that we can talk about our defense at the end of the day too in a positive light, a good light. I'm hoping that we can dominate the line of scrimmage. Hey, look, against Pitt last week, we did. We dominated
yeah,
the line of scrimmage. Our secondary was just, I don't even know where they were. I don't know what was in their heads. But as long as we were getting pressure on the quarterback, we did even pretty good in the passing game. They broke a few, but come on, man, we stopped them for the most part when we got pressure on the quarterback off of the line. All of a sudden, we start rushing three instead of four,
yeah,
and so we can blame the defensive backs coach all you want to, but Jordan Leslie had to make that call,
yeah,
and so I have a problem with that. So
yeah,
and I don't know if you've been tuning in this week, but I know a lot of people have been saying, well, they should fire Jordan Leslie right now. Well, that leaves our defensive backs coach the defensive coordinator, and I don't think we want that at all. So the thing coming at if this week has to show up, they have to show up defensively uh, and offensively. But the secondary, I think, is what everybody's going to be looking at. I mean, yes, Jalen Daniels is coming to town, and he is really, really good. So I'm hoping that our secondary has to come to grips with not the secondary, the coach has figured out a little bit of where the problem is and make some changes. But it's going to be some drastic changes in that secondary.
yeah. It's going to be Crandall. He's 6'2", and they're really raving about him. And he on the practice field, my cousin told me that he picked off Green 7 times in scrimmage this week.
Wow. Okay, so I have a special guest. You stay here, Nelson. But I may mute our mics for a minute. I'm gonna give somebody a call here, and I will bring them up because we have a special little announcement here.
Okay,
New
go for
addition
it.
to the show. New addition to the show here.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm new, and I just wanted to let y'all guys know about.
Here we go. Here we go.
Really,
Hold on. Hold on just a second.
Good evening. This is Muggy McLoud.
Hey, Muggy McLoud. This is Joy Foster. It's the voice of college football. What's going on out there today? You headed up Morgantown, aren't you? You up that way?
Yes, sir. We are flying high above Waynesburg, Pennsylvania right now, not to be confused with Waynesburg, Pennsylvania, but we are heading that way, heading over Morgantown, actually on our way to Lincoln County, West Virginia, to watch Lincoln County and Oak Hill High School. Did we miss something along the way? Or were we supposed to go somewhere else?
I think you are just headed straight to Morgantown because we need a weather update and what's going on there to watch Kansas and West Virginia Mountaineers take a field today. I'm hearing there's going to be a running back storm up there in Morgantown today because there's a lot of good running backs on both sides.
Yes, sir. 2 powerhouse 1 and 2 football squads from the Big 12 Conference. So anyway, yes, sir. Well, we'll be flying over Morgantown on our way. We'll do a quick loop for you around one of the newly installed roundabouts there in Morgantown, and the roundabouts are for you listeners looking for some vital information for your, for trivial reasons. And when you're in the bar playing trivia games, the actually was invented to help with the environment, you see, because people aren't stuck for long periods of time emitting noxious fumes into the atmosphere. So, however, they are quite a bit dangerous because they do get backed up. and they typically in Morgantown, they used to call them Saturns for the Saturn's ring. And do you know why they call them that?
No, I don't.
Well, because Uranus was already taken.
Oh my goodness! All right, Muggy. So you'll be in Morgantown. Let's ask you a question. If I call you back, say
Yes,
about 30 minutes, can you be in Morgantown in 30 minutes and give me a good weather update and little traffic update there?
Absolutely. I have a whole helicopter full of co-pilots with me. I'd be more than happy to give you a weather report from high above the stadium, the Mountaineer Field or Milan Pushkar Stadium, which is now preferably called, or maybe renamed to Panhandle Cleaning and Supply Stadium at one point. But yes, sir, we'd be more than happy to talk to you. My co-pilot, Misty Raines, is here. Say hi, Misty. Oh, Muggy. And we have
Misty Raines.
Bullet Lucas. Yes, sir, Misty Raines. We have Eddie the Bullet Lucas from the 1979 state champion Guyan Valley Wildcats. And we have Sammy Slim and Stone back here, son of Greg Christ, who I believe you know, hosts another show of yours. And then in the back, we have our Hispanic friend, Daniel Hernandez Keys. Oh, I'm sorry. He's from Louisiana. They kind of have the same accent. He's the Raging Cajun. So we'll be more than happy to talk to you whenever you want to call back.
All right, we will call you back here in about 30 minutes to see where you're at, see if you've made it to Morgantown so we can know the weather and the traffic conditions up there. So, Muggy, I appreciate you, man.
Yes, sir. As long as Mr. Raines don't make a wrong right turn, we'll be there in just a few minutes. Check back in.
All right. Thanks, Muggy. See you later.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So Muggy McLoud coming in there. We're going to have him back with us about 11:15. Going to give us an update. Let's see what the weather is like up in Morgantown. Let's see what the traffic conditions are up in Morgantown. We're going to have that coming up, and I hope that you guys can hear that because I know the helicopter was loud, and also I had to just hold my phone up to the mic. It was the only way for me to do it. Next week, we will be better prepared, and I will stream him right in here, and we will pull him straight in here. But this week was kind of like a last-minute thing. Muggy McLoud and I had a last-minute introduction. I invited him on the show to give us a weather update, and he's going to do that for us at 11:15. So, anyway. All right, Nelson. So, back to this game, Kansas, West Virginia. I am extremely excited and cautiously optimistic because Kansas is a pretty good football team right now under Lance Leipold. And West Virginia is on a decline.
Yep.
There's two opposite direction teams going here. We thought after last year, West Virginia was back to being a good program and things. But we just don't go 1-2 as a good program. Let's be honest with ourselves. You just if you're a really good program, you just don't go 1-2. It don't happen. Same thing with Kansas. So if we say that now, Kansas is on an incline, and we've been on a downcline. So there's a crossroads right here today in Morgantown. There's a big crossroads happening. What do you see? What do you see going on?
Well, today is a good day because I think that WVU is going to beat Kansas today, and I'll give you my prediction if you want to hear.
Yeah, I'd love to hear your prediction.
38-24, WVU.
38-24. So out here in the chat, Timothy Green agrees with you, but he says West Virginia 31, Kansas 24. And I still think we win the Big 12 championship, he says. So, Nick D, let me see if Nick D made no, I don't see a prediction from Nick D yet. Kelly McCourt, do you have a prediction? Ballard Sports Media, appreciate you being here, buddy. How about you give me a prediction on this game, Ballard? So Ballard is has a channel, Ballard Sports Media. He's a Alabama fan, covers Alabama. So he's a good friend of mine. Yeah, he's a good friend of mine. He covers Alabama, so he's a great guy.
I got family in Alabama.
Well, I think everybody in West Virginia has got friends or very close friends or family in Alabama, really. Alabama, North Carolina, all up through there,
I got family all over the country.
Kelly
Yeah.
Kelly came in with his prediction. He says 34-24.
Well, Bosley or Lyman,
Yeah.
he's starting today over today.
How about Jackson last week? My goodness, Jackson came out, didn't he?
TJ. Yeah, TJ
Wow,
Jackson.
he showed out, man. That was what a great game. Can we see even more from him this week?
Yeah, Jackson, and then Redwood is fired up too. Redwood he's been hurt almost all year last year, and he's finally healthy. Today he wasn't 100% all year, but he's finally 100% going into this game.
So
And
Nick DTV comes in with his prediction: W28, Kansas 37, and he's got the big old yikes up there. I'll be happy if they prove me wrong. I know Nick DTV, great guy, a pure Mountaineer fan, and so am I. And I have been a fan since the early '70s, very early '70s. I started going to football games in Morgantown. I can tell you right now, I've got Kansas winning this game as well. I do. I don't. I've got it close. I've got it a lot closer than that. I've got Kansas maybe winning like 31-28, 34-31, somewhere in that area. I've got
yeah,
Kansas winning this game by 3 points. Sorry, Mountaineer Land, and I said that the other night, and I don't think it went over too well. But that's okay. I'm gonna be honest, with everybody. When I'm not gonna sit up here and blow smoke up your ass and tell you, "Oh my God, this is such a good team." We need to keep our hopes up, because you know what? This week is a very, very pivotal week right now in Morgantown, West Virginia. I said that last week, and that was the truth, because that hurt us by not being able to beat, number one, a Big Ten team, and number two, an ACC team. We lost to two other conferences. If we go on and win the Big 12 looks like shit. That was a no-win situation last year. No-win situation. So, last week, I mean. So, but today is very pivotal for West Virginia, for just West
yeah,
Virginia, because we need to win this game to get some momentum going into our Big 12 schedule here now.
yeah.
And our goal should be to win the Big 12 still, because then we make the playoffs. Now, mind you, we'll be the bottom. We'll be the laughing stock of the playoffs, probably, after losing to a Big Ten team and losing to an ACC team at the beginning of the season. There won't be too many people that are saying we're going to win a game in the playoffs, but we can still legitimately make the playoffs. So let's just prove them all wrong. That's what Mountaineers do. We prove people wrong. We get in there and we get the job done. That's all they've got to do this week. Get in there and get the job done and prove us all wrong. Show us,
Well,
show everyone that Mountaineer pride is still alive in Morgantown, West Virginia, and we're going to get in there and we're going to smack you in the mouth, and we're going to run that ball straight down your throat, and we're going to throw that ball right over your head. And guess what? Your quarterback is going to be lucky if he's hitting the pass off every once in a while, because we're going to have so much pressure in his face. Your defensive backs are going to be smothered. They ain't going to. Your quarterback, your wide receivers are going to be smothered. Our defensive backs are going to smother them and bring them all the way to the ground, all the way through their catch, and they're not going to catch very many of them. That's how we need to be. That's the Mountaineers we're used to seeing. That's the Mountaineers of old. That was the Mountaineers in the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s, and then the Mountaineers of the 2010s and beyond have been a shell of themselves. They've been good on offense, miserable on defense, and it's time we bring the two pieces together and actually have a team again. It's not that hard. So I'm hoping that this is the week we show up and show out, and we can make something happen good.
yeah. But where it's not how you finish, it's how you finish. You don't start. You start like a little sloppy, like NFL, and then you finish strong. That's where you make it in profession.
Yeah.
So today is West Virginia's day to make a start, and to make this start, and to make a great finish. Because if they don't start today, I don't see West Virginia winning 4 games.
Yeah. I would probably agree with you. Yeah. If they don't win today, it's going to be a tough road to hoe. Especially I had said at the beginning of the year we could legitimately lose 7 of our first 8 games.
Yeah.
We wasn't going to lose to Albany at that. I was sure of that, but 7 of our first 8 games we could legitimately lose. And right now, if we don't win today, it looks like I was right.
Yeah.
We've got to win today. It's
They've
very,
got to
very
win.
important.
And they got to win. They got to win convincingly too. So they got to win on both sides of the ball to even make it look like a team that is balanced.
Yeah.
You cannot just win on one side.
Nick TV coming in and saying, if any outsider wants to know what W football means, I direct them to watch the Owen Schmidt post Fiesta Bowl interview. Yes, back 2008, guys. And Owen Schmidt told you what it meant to be a Mountaineer.
Yes.
To be a somebody from the state of West Virginia and out there and giving your heart and soul to something. Absolutely. Owen Schmidt personifies a Mountaineer. So.
Yeah. Yeah, he's from Wisconsin. And
he
he moved to Morgantown.
He is such a, he is sweat and blood invested in that program. Hey, you know what? I even go as far as saying Pat McAfee is too. Pat McAfee is sweat and blood invested in that program. He puts his money where his mouth is too, right? $1 million to our NIL. Pat McAfee really supports our program and stuff. We've got a lot of great supporters out there, and I'm hoping that this team can man up and show up and let these people that are supporting this program know it's not all for nothing. We're working hard and we're dedicated and we're coming back. Shannon Miller says this team needs to buck up and win the damn game. No excuses today. Exactly, Shannon. Exactly.
No.
None whatsoever. So Nelson, anyway, I appreciate you coming on here with me. Do you tell everybody one more time who you are and who you have a relative on the team?
Oh, Mr. Hicks, he's a wide receiver, freshman, and he's going to be a great football player for WVU. He's 6'4", 18 pounds. He's lean, good guy, right? But boy, if he ain't got some hands, he's from Huntington. And
Devon Hicks, really.
Yes.
I know the coaches have had a lot of good things to say. I know, he's just going to be a great player. So let's hope that there's a big day for Hicks. Let's hope there's a big day for Garrett Green. Guess what? Hicks can't have a big day if Garrett Green don't have a big day. So let's hope for big days for everybody there and stuff. So Nelson, I appreciate you coming on with us. Did you have anything else for us?
No, man, just let you know today is a day that I'm hoping they win. One big reason.
Well, I tell you what, I'm gonna go ahead and just let you stick around with me and stuff. I'm just hang out with me as long as you want to here. Just hang out and just talk.
Yeah, the blue and gold dude.
Mm-hmm.
This was the last game he really got to watch when they lost.
Yeah, it really was. It really was.
And this is a spiritual game. I was his first host he ever had on.
Oh, really?
Yes. I was the first one subscribed to him and everything.
So, I was his executive producer for many, many years. You
probably don't remember me, do you?
I don't, Nelson. I don't know why.
It was Pokemon Kid. And that's Pokemon. That's my son. He made it years ago. And I was the one that StreamYard him across, trying to help him out. Got him a bunch of people in there. And I'm very proud of him. And he was a great father and a great, great leadership for, YouTube and supporters for a WVU fan.
There will never be another Golden Blue dude. There will never be.
No.
He was not only my best friend, absolutely my best friend. I think
Yeah.
we talked more on the phone to each other than we did our own wives and girlfriends. I
Yeah.
mean, seriously, I talked to Golden Blue Dude a lot more than I talked to my wife. My wife would sit and say, "You two getting married?" I mean, so because we were on the phone so much and things. But he was such a great guy and would do anything for anybody. Loved everybody and loved his Mountaineers. Loved his Mountaineers. Wanted us in the ACC so damn bad, guys. I mean,
He did.
because he lived in the heart of ACC country. He lived in the heart of ACC country down there,
Yeah.
uh, down around that area. Because he was around Liberty, and
Yeah.
so everything ACC flowed through there. Pretty much. Even though uh, South Carolina is in the SEC, you still had all the ACC around you, just like engulfed around you. So he could go to pretty much any game if we would get in the ACC, and he loved that thought, and I loved that thought too. And as it looks right now, the ACC may be coming to the Big 12. I may be able to turn my camera on now. When I'm streaming, since I moved my office, I have a really hard time keeping my internet strong. So I apologize, guys. I am working on it. I promise you, I got stuff ordered that's going to boost it and make it right. So it just hasn't got here yet. So anyway, let's see what the chat's saying here. Let's see. Kelly says, I believe, like other people are saying, if we go 1-3, we can easily go end up 1-7. Exactly right, Kelly. Exactly what I said. Said that for the season. Said, if Neil Brown makes a bad call, the players need to go AWOL and win the game themselves. That's a good point, Nick. That's really a good point. He says we would win every game if the players had a GBD logo on the back of their helmets. Hey, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. Maybe I can get a hold of somebody at WU and mention that. That would be a good idea. Hell, I mean, anything to drive them, get them going. That man loved his Mountaineers. Let me tell you what. He loved his Mountaineers. The Pokemon that was in there with us, Nelson, he says, sorry, my phone died. I'll get back in on let my phone charge a little. All right, there, Pokemon. They make charging cords there. So, yeah, yeah, just charge it up and come on back in there with me. All right, guys. So anyway, 11:15, we'll get that weather update and traffic update from Story McLeod, who has just joined our show today for the first time. That was not real good audio, I know, but I will do better. Promise. Next time we will have better audio on that because this was kind of a last minute thing. We had an introduction, no lie. I went live at 10:30. But me and him spoke on the phone at 10:28. It was 10:28 when I finally reached out to him and asked him to do this. So, and I went live at 10:30. So we had no time to set this up or no time to do anything. So it's just gonna be I'll call him up at 10:15. We'll see if we can get connected up and see how that goes. W Mountain Mafia says, yo, yo, yo. Hey, let's go. Yes, sir, let's go. So Ethan, I do see you in the back room. I do need you to cam up for me for a second. I gotta make sure you're a real person. Make sure you're not somebody else. I'll tell you what I can do. I will put this up and bring you. Not that. Let's put this up. And then bring. Hey, Ethan, how you doing, buddy?
Hey, good. How are you?
Good, good, good. So I just found this thing. This must have been from Frank Fear's show Wednesday night. He's put this in here, and he's got the comparison stats. So this is pretty cool. So we got Green W, 48 of 81, 59%, 607 yards, 5 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Pitt of Daniels, 39, 71, 51.5%, 440 yards, 3 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. Wow. Wow. So Daniel, JC Downs. Okay, so he's got Pitt up there, but he meant KU. That's what he's saying. He meant KU. Anyway, hey Nathan, how you doing, buddy? Appreciate you being here. So, what's on your mind?
Thanks for having me. I guess I had a question for you. I'm really interested in this game. I know that based off the conversations that I think I've been seeing everybody have is it's a must-win game for WVU. I'm wondering if you think if Garrett Green doesn't seem to, be playing the way that, he has played in the past, do we take Green out and move in Markiol?
It's something that's a conversation we had earlier in the week on a show, and we didn't go real in depth with it, but we did talk about that. What would be the chances of that? I I said in the during the Penn State after the Penn State game in the post game show, I said if you're going to drop Garrett Green back in the pocket to make him be a passer, why is Garrett Green the starter? Why isn't Nico in there? Because
Yeah.
Nico's probably the better passer. I think Garrett Green's got the better vision right now. I agree with that. I think he's got the scramble ability and the running ability to get us out of trouble. And I know Nico has that too, but I think Garrett's a little bit more special there. But Nico's a lot better pocket passer. If we're dropping Garrett Green back in the pocket so much, why don't we just give Nico a try anyway? You're right.
Yeah.
Why not? If we're going to be a pocket passing team, and we're not going to have a scrambling quarterback, I don't know if this was a Neil Brown plan to not scramble him so much the first couple of games, and then
It's
maybe
got
get
to.
into the
It
Big
almost
12 and
has to
scramble.
be. It almost has to be. If you look back at the game, the Pitt game, and even even a bit of the Penn game, it almost seems like Garrett was just coached to stay back in the pocket. Like he's not making the decisions like he used to, right? Like
Right.
he would break out of the pocket and scramble for a gain of on average somewhere between 10 yards. Now I don't have any stats to back that up, but it just seems like he's overthinking right now. And for me, that
And
almost has to be coaching, right? Because he's never
right,
done that
you
before.
think you think it would. You don't know if Garrett Green's in his own head and wants to take the next step to the NFL and is trying it himself, right?
Yeah.
Or if the quarterback's coach is coaching him that way, or maybe it's Chad Scott coaching him that way, or maybe it's Neil Brown coaching it that way. Who knows? But I see a huge difference in Garrett Green this year than I did last year, and I don't see a huge difference in coaching styles.
Yeah.
Honestly, when you look at
Yeah.
all the other positions and every other thing, I don't see a lot of changes. So I'm thinking Garrett might be in his own head here.
I think
So
I think this
could we
game
see
is
Nico?
yeah, I think this game is make or break it for at least, you know, maybe Garrett Green too, right? I mean, I feel like if he doesn't, get out and, play the game that he's played in the past, I think that maybe it is time to start Mark Yall, which is disappointing because, I was a big and still am a big fan of Garrett. I think that he's a West Virginia style quarterback in certain ways. But and I also think it's make or break it for Jordan Leslie. We're going into a bye week, and I think that if the defense doesn't do a better job, I think Jordan Leslie's coaching for his job right now.
So Nelson, our previous caller, his nephew is Devon Hicks, who's on the West Virginia team, and he said that Jordan Leslie's been in the face of the defensive backs coach telling him we are going to shut them down this week.
Wow.
So hopefully that's true. Hopefully that we can do that. Kelly McCourt coming in here says I believe it's the coaching telling him to stay in the pocket. Also,
I just
yes,
it just doesn't seem like Garrett Green. That's the biggest thing for me is, it based off of how Garrett played last year and even the year, well, when they removed JT Daniels, right? That wasn't last year, that was year before last, right? Um
yeah.
Garrett, that's who he was, right? He's not a pocket passer. He's very much you know, put your head down and run type quarterback, and he's going to get the yards, come hell or high water. But I don't know what's happened this year. He seems like in a completely different quarterback.
Yeah, he does. It just doesn't seem like Garrett Green at all. I don't know. I think back and I what I said a while ago, I just think holds true. I don't see a lot different style of coaching than I have the previous even 5 years.
No,
So I don't know that it's so much coaching at this point. I'm thinking Garrett Green's in his own daggone head.
I
Uh,
don't.
and
I don't know
I
who
know,
it was. I don't know if it was Kuz or who, but somebody yesterday made a really good point, which is that Neil Brown last year was angry, right? And I don't know,
right?
and somebody said, I don't know if it's because he was like, I'm going to get fired anyway, so we're just going to go for it on fourth, and we're going to do all this, and I'm going to tell you how I feel. But this year, I maybe Neil just performs well under pressure, right? Maybe
Maybe.
maybe that pressure is what he needs. Maybe the pressure last year of being ranked, almost dead last, or I think dead last in the bottom of the Big 12, maybe that put pressure on Garrett Green to
Well, one
perform
thing
well.
for sure, we'll find out today because there's a lot
Yeah,
of pressure on Neil Brown right now.
there is.
There's not
Yep.
there's not anybody happy about that Pitt game. Nobody. We were the better team, and we should have won that game. Period.
Yeah.
And I think even Pitt fans will tell you that. I think most Pitt fans would even tell you, "Oh gosh, I was a better team. Yep, your coaching just went to hell."
Yeah.
Shannon Miller says, "Hoping we don't have to have an angry profanity laced show around 4:30 today. If we do, then I'll be right there with you, Brother Joey." And you know what? I try not to use so much profanity, but my goodness gracious, this team will absolutely reach up and bite you right in the ass when you don't. So,
It's hard. It's as I think it's hard to be a WVU fan sometimes. It's hard.
yeah, it is. It's extremely hard. It's extremely hard. I don't know what else to. I don't know what else to equate it to. Really, seriously, it's like when you lose a game. Sometimes I feel like I'm in high school and I lost a girlfriend.
It hurts. It hurts.
It
Well,
hurts.
Joey, thanks for having me in. I appreciate it.
Ethan, appreciate you coming in. You have a great day.
You too.
I think I turned my camera back on now. I don't know what that is about my internet. I don't know if it's my internet or maybe StreamYard at this point, the way it's looking. So anyway, we have to give our weatherman back a call here in just about 1 minute. So let's get ready for a weather update. Hopefully we can get this call connected to Mr. Muggy McLoud and Misty Rains. They're up in Morgantown. Hopefully at this point, let's find out. There we go.
This is Muggy McLoud. How are you?
Muggy McLeod, this is Joey again, my friend. I
Yes,
appreciate.
sir,
Have you
Joey.
made it? Have you made it over Morgantown yet?
Yes, sir, Joe. We are currently cruising on the boulevard here at the Kroger's. For your fans showing up late, which would happen to unfortunately be us, we are circling around looking at traffic. And quite frankly, there's more traffic here on an Easter Sunday generally than there is today. There's definitely more traffic backed up at the Starbucks than there is here on the road. So I don't know if that's an indication of the crowd size, but as they say, size doesn't matter.
Except in this case, it probably does. So hopefully everybody got to the game early, and they're all up there tailgating and having fun, and you're just getting there very late.
Well, yes, sir. I certainly hope so. We are cruising around on the NRN One Eye in the Sky, Chopper 1, Traffic and Weather Report for you here today. So we're flying around on the NRN gas budget, so hopefully we don't crash because we don't have much of a gas budget. But nonetheless, we are cruising around, and there are a lot of Jesus Saves people here. Not that I'm anti against that, but I usually see more people here with signs saying selling and buying tickets than I do holding up Jesus Saves signs. But nonetheless, makes you feel good pulling in here the student. Hopefully Jesus will step in and help us lead us to victory today.
Hopefully. All right, Muggy. Well, enjoy flying over to the stadium there, watch the game. Get us some good film shots and send us some pictures or something.
Oh, we can certainly do that. We'll fly around here and check out the day's events, and it doesn't matter how big the crowd is here in Morgantown. It's always a rowdy bunch, and hopefully, we can still find a couch to burn here every once in a while because win or lose, we came to booze. And however, the weather. Let me get to the weather a little bit, Joey. I know you're probably backed up here looking for, you got some other guests on the show.
No,
but,
I'm fine. I'm fine. You know what? I was enjoying our conversation so much, and I wanted you to be able to get to the stadium, and so I was just I don't know what's wrong with me. I want the weather. Give me the weather.
Hey, absolutely. I mean, that is one of my primary functions is to let you know what the weather's going to be like today for those fans that may be coming into the stadium late. And I can tell you there's plenty of parking. And if you want to get here at 11:59, it looks like you'll make it to kickoff. So, but today the weather is kind of gloomy looking, but it's supposed to be in the 80s. And but there is a little rain in the area, and hopefully it doesn't rain on our parade as we we give the old Kansas Jayhawks a little boot back to Kansas from whence they came. So, but anyway, anybody coming to the game, some T-shirts would probably be fine, especially white ones.
All right. Well, Muggy, I appreciate you coming on with us. And for anybody, everybody, if you're up in Morgantown, you see a helicopter in the sky, just wave at it right now, so he'll know that you said hi. So, all right, Muggy, appreciate you coming in with us, and hopefully we can do this every week and have a great time. And the way I'm having to do it, Muggy, because we had such a late introduction and stuff, and I got to meet you. I have to hold my phone to the mic because I don't have it patched in. Next week we will do it right, man, and we'll be ready to go.
Yes, sir, Joey. And make sure when they're waving at the helicopter, they're waving at us and not the health net leaving the Ruby Memorial, because that would be a little insensitive for people raising, hands up toward the helicopter.
Yeah. Make sure it's that NRN chopper one there in the sky that you're waving to. That's right.
Sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely.
All right, Muggy. Right.
Well, this is Muggy McLoud, Misty Rains, Eddie the Bullet Lucas, Sammy Slam and Stone, and Daniel Hernandez King coming to you live from Morgantown, West Virginia on the NRN Trapper One Dragon Weather Helicopter.
Thank you, Muggy. Y'all have a great day.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You too. Over and out.
All right, Muggy McLoud coming in with us with the weather report there. So looking forward to a great day up in Morgantown. Looking forward to a great victory in Morgantown today. I appreciate everyone coming in with us today, and I'm going to hang out for a little bit longer because I know Nelson said he may come back, and I'm going to see if Nelson's able to come back in here with us. B-Bean, appreciate you being here, my brother. Let me catch up on a little bit of this chat here. Let's see. Where was I at? I don't remember where I was. Okay, here we go. Kelly says they need to let Green run. He can safely without getting hurt. Yeah. That's the problem. Anytime you run, you're taking a chance on getting hurt. But guess what? Anytime you're a quarterback, you're taking a chance on getting hurt every play. Whether you're running or just standing back here in the pocket, you're taking a chance. So I don't see that there's any more danger in him running. And probably there's less danger because then he can see it coming and get out of the way because he's running. He's actually looking for people coming after him. If he's standing back here in the pocket, he's looking down the field for a receiver. He may not see that blindside hit. Probably more apt to get injured that way than running. So I wanted to see him get out there and do it. Nick D says it's either Neil fixes his offense around Green like he did last year, or you play the quarterback that better fits the scheme. Exactly what we were saying. Shannon's saying almost seems like they have tamed Green. They've taken away what's made him special, and they have. And Nick D says it's both. And I think you're talking about the coaching. It was coaching plus Garrett Green coming in there. Because, you're probably right. It's probably a little bit both. Coaches are probably worried about getting him hurt, getting him out there scrambling around, getting him hurt. And so they're trying to control him more in the pocket. So I can see that being a problem too. He hasn't done much design runs with Green besides quarterback draws. Last year he ran a ton of quarterback reads, which opened up the run game because it forced the edge to stay home. Yeah, they're just not using Green like they did at all the last couple of years. It's just not. Look, Garrett Green's a good quarterback, but you got to let him be Garrett Green, and he's just not Geno Smith. He's not a pocket passer. He's he's not a Geno Smith as far as going back in the pocket and passing. But he's shiftier and he's faster and he can get out of trouble better than Geno could. So let him be that and throw on the run. I think he throws a pretty good quarterback on the run too, or a pretty good ball on the run too, because a lot of times if you're running to the right and you throw to a receiver that's running to the right, and you're throwing from the right-handed thrower and you're throwing it that way and you're running that way, the projection of the ball continuously goes that way. So you can overthrow a receiver, you can throw it way out in front of him. He's pretty good at scrambling around throwing the ball. Now he could get better. Don't get me wrong. I think he overcompensates sometimes, throws the ball behind people when he is scrambling, but he's better at that than he is just being a drop back in the pocket. Now, I see some run pass option plays there, some RPOs. Score prediction. B Beans asking me. I had said that earlier. I got Kansas winning the game. Don't know why. I don't know why anybody would think that that's bad. Um, you know, actually, I had us beating Pitt last week, so hey, maybe I was wrong then. Maybe I'm wrong now. I hope I'm wrong. I got Kansas winning the game 31-28, 34-31. I think they win by 3. And the only reason for that, it's not the players at all. I think we got better players than they do. I think there's a step up in Morgantown than there is to Kansas, but there is a huge step in coaching. I mean, Lance Leipold is such a damn good coach. So if you got to leave it in coaching hands, and you got 2 pretty good equal teams here, you got to leave it in coach's hands. I've got to give Lance Leipold the edge here, and I know home field advantage, so that's going to give West Virginia some points. But I'm sorry, guys. Yeah, I think Lance Leipold is going to be going to outcoach Neil Brown today and take them to a victory. And damn, I hope I'm wrong. Harry says I took us -1 and over 55. I like the over 55. Matter of fact, I think I've seen where the last 6 games between Kansas have averaged over 60. Between West Virginia and Kansas, they've averaged over 60. They've been over 60. So, Ethan says, can you recap the situation between Leslie and the backs coach? You mentioned it, and I haven't heard the full story. So, according to Nelson, who has a nephew on the team, Hicks, supposedly Jordan Leslie has been all over our defensive backs coach the entire week and telling him we are going to shut down Jalen Daniels. Telling him we are going to shut him down. He's not going to be the quarterback he is with us. Our secondary is going to play well. We're going to shut this down. So now, how much of that takes effect? How does Jordan Leslie fire him if that doesn't happen? Well, Neil Brown, I guess, would fire him, but Jordan Leslie could probably be the one calling the shot there. Does he just say, "Okay, I'll just do it myself"? I don't know. I don't know which coach is, the problem here. So I know Jordan Leslie has never coached defensive backs, not one time, and he's our defensive coordinator. So I have to put that. I have to put that situation in there as well. Shannon Miller, I feel like we will make Daniels look like a Heisman today. I feel we will. Please prove me wrong. Agree, Shannon. I agree because look, our secondary has just been Swiss cheese. There's holes all over the place for them to throw. Bean says, Joy, why do you always pick against West Virginia? I have twice, and probably 2 years picked against West Virginia. I picked against them in Penn State this year, but sorry, I mean that wasn't out of bounds. I mean, probably most people didn't think we'd beat Penn State, but I hoped we would. I had Penn State winning that game, and I'm picking Kansas to win this game. And it has nothing to do with the players or the way our team's playing right now. It has a lot to do with the way our team's playing right now, but it really has more to do with the way we're being coached right now. And the way we're being coached, sorry, I have to go with Lance Leipold today. So that's why it seems like I'm always picking West Virginia to lose because I've had to do it twice this year, which is very unusual. Hey, Flowers, I hope you're on too. I got a grand on us to win more than 6.5 games this year. Eric, I do too. I've got a grand on 6.5, more than 6.5 myself. Matter of fact, I got a grand on 3 different platforms. So, oh yeah, I stand to lose quite a bit if we don't get 6.5. Bean, I'm picking West Virginia. Yeah. Oh, all right, good deal. I hope you're right. I'm on the Markio bandwagon and have been since he broke out during last year's pit game. Yeah, that was a great little breakout game for Markio. Garrett Green goes down. Markio comes in, leads us to victory. Leads us to next week to victory too. What was that, TCU or Texas Tech? The following week, and one of them, TCU or Texas Tech. We won all 3 games, but Nico had his way in one of those and got the start. So Nico's a great quarterback. I'm hoping to see him a little bit more. Nick TTB, never trust someone with 2 first names. Yeah. And Chad Atkins says everyone keeps talking about the secondary, but the linebackers have not played well versus the passing game. Well, yeah, I guess so. I've just been talking about the entire secondary altogether. I'm not talking about anybody on our front 4 or any linebackers coming up playing the run. I'm talking about just the secondary in general. Just anything back there trying to defend the pass has not played well. Not been good at all. So that, and yes, that includes linebackers, safeties, um, defensive backs, everybody. The whole part has been bad. So anyway, all right, guys, let's get ready for a great game. Everyone turn the radio on now to Tony Creedy because that's what I always do. 30 minutes for the game, I got to turn on my man Tony Creedy and listen to him. Shannon Miller says, seriously, though, many passes so far have been covered. I mean, just look back at the ball and its pick or deflection. Too many contested catches. Okay. I've seen too many open catches, too, with nobody around them. And I'm not happy about that. Nobody within 10 yards of a player. Look at that Albany game. Albany completed 3 passes that they went 10 yards. Nobody within 10 yards of a receiver. And these weren't short passes. These were 10, 12 yards down the field, 13, 14 yards down the field. I think one of them was 20 yards down the field. There wasn't nobody within 10 yards of the cornerback. So, and that was Albany. Something's got to change. So, all right, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Let's go get ready. Let's go, Mountaineers. Everybody tune back in. Frank Fear, Coach Greg Chris will have your post-game show for you immediately following the game. So everyone tune in for that. I'll be in the chat, and I may even join the show according to how the game goes. I may join either way. Everyone have a great night. We'll see you later.